Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are scrap lifting City Scrapper, and I went and found this mixed media layout that she posted. Now this is very Halloween, Hocus Pocus is the title, but I am going to actually cut down these photos of Oaken's tokens and Sana in Norway from Epcot, and then I'm still going to do the same thing, the 3 photos. Probably won't be using leaves. I'll probably make it Disney-esque, but let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I decided to pull out my Crayola with glitter watercolor. So this is a cheap little watercolor set. I'm even using the Crayola paintbrush until it starts dropping its bristles all over the place. Now, I thought I was just going to like pull them off and be able to keep going, but no, it's still dropping the bristles. So I actually throw this brush away because it's just no good for me if it's going to drop all the bristles. So I pull out one of these student paint brushes that I have. No idea where these suckers even came from, actually. But I'm going to go ahead and put some yellow down, and then I go to the red, and then I go ahead and go into the blue. Now, the colors, you know, I was thinking about the red, yellow, and blue in all of the Disney-esque collections, right? Like the collections that are Disney themed, but they're not licensed. So, you know, they don't have Disney words on them. But the colors don't match. And, you know, I kind of knew that going in because I was using a Crayola watercolor set. So I end up just dropping down this color. So there is glitter all throughout it, which makes me happy because I do love a good glitter. And fun fact, the glitter is all over me now. I do decide to go ahead and make this a pretty thick amount of watercolor on my page. But I decide that this is really just it's too bland, right? I need some more. So I go to my Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigments and I find one in blue, one in red, and then one in yellow. And the yellow is like a whoa kind of moment here. We'll see that soon. And now I just put it on top, spray some water over it, and basically run the entire aqua pigment all over the color of the page. And I get some like funky ink lines here on blue, little bit of it on the yellow, and really don't get them on the red color, and that's okay. Like it does what it wants. It's mixed media. I'm not trying to do anything like scientific here and putting it exactly where I want it to go. I definitely have seen some beautiful watercolor where it is exactly where you want it to go and your splotches and spots are ever so precise, but in this case, I'm not going for that look. Just not going to do it today. Just didn't want to, and that's the truth of it, guys. Like, I didn't want to have that level, and that's okay. So I pull out my yellow aqua pigment, and I decide to go for neon yellow. You guys, look at that. It is neon. And I'm like, okay, this is going to tone down a little bit, right? Right. So I add the water, kind of tip my paper all around so that it gets the color where I want it to go. And then I'm going to set it down to dry, and I go out to lunch. When I come back 3 hours later, it's not completely dry yet. Like there's still wetness. The paper is still damp. It hasn't completely dry, and it is a little warped. The warping doesn't bother me, and it's not so wet that I can't work on top of it, so I'm just going to start gluing. Now, I did trim my photos down to 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. That way my photo mats could be 4 by 4 squares, and I just overlapped them so that this center photo where the little troll is in the center photo, because I just love that little troll. I just think it's super cute. So now I have my photos across the page. Now I got to find the fun things to have poking out from behind my photos. Now, in the inspiration layout, let's just say the inspiration layout is gorgeous, and it has all of these vines and leaves and twigs poking out in a variety of colors, and they're very bunched together and clustered together super closely and super well. And then there is designs as well, and it actually looks like in her watercolor on the background, I'm not sure if that's stencil printing or she just did her mixed media through a stencil. I'm not exactly sure, but I didn't bring in my stencil. Now I thought about using the Mad About the Mouse stencil and doing it with black over it, like inking some black through so the little Mickey heads would be all over. But I had forgotten that that's what I wanted to do when I came back from lunch. Like that was in my head to do when I was doing the watercolor on the background. Then, you know, you go to lunch, you have a steak, you forget about Mickey heads sometimes when you're eating a steak. But I do grab the chipboard frame. I cut it in half, so I have part of it poking out on the bottom, and then I have part of it poking out on the top. And then I just decided to choose a couple of words. So I did imagine and I did adventure. And adventure needs to be popped up a little bit on some foam squares because as you could see, it was leaning down and it just looks like it's sloped. And you know, we don't want sloped words on this layout. We really don't. So these are some fussy cut florals that I've used on a variety of layouts. They've been chilling with my Disney stuff for a while. And I think these are the last two. So I'm super glad that I am using them up. And I thought that they were completely appropriate for Elsa's Revenge and Company. In case you didn't know, Elsa's Revenge is what we call just about everything in Norway now, since it has been taken over by Frozen. So I have this house, and it actually is a German house, or it's supposed to be a German house. It came with a German flare set, but I think it's close enough. We can do it for Norway. Like, that's probably very insensitive of me to say that, so I hope I didn't offend any Germans or Norwegians. But it has that same kind of feel to it, to me. You know, like on the water kind of feel. I don't know. It also reminds me of the Grand Floridian, and I almost saved it for a page about the Grand Floridian, so it evokes that feeling in me, I should say. So it has everything to do with a feeling and probably not much for looks. Oh, isn't that just lovely? I'm sitting here doing the voiceover and I look over at a layout that I had done and it is falling apart. So we're going to put that together. I peel off the 3 red hearts off of this 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and I just sprinkle them about the page. That way I just have these, 3 little pops of love. I have a felt Mickey head that I'm going to put up there as well. Now, I still haven't determined if this trip is going to have a Mickey head on every single page. This is our 2017 family Disney trip before Alex went into the Marine Corps. I'm just not sure yet. Now, I do have this scrap of black paper, and I tear off the edge of the white paper here. I felt like I needed some touches of black, and it was either do a scripty doodly border around the outside, which I still might do while I'm looking at this layout. It looks a little bit naked to me. I might do that still. We'll see. But I decided to tear the edges and put the plain black cardstock behind there. So look how much it soaked through the paper. That was a lot of color and a lot of ink. So I am washi taping the back here. You guys have heard me wax poetic about that a lot. Washi tape on the back ensures that when I'm sliding the layouts in and out of page protectors, nothing's going to snag and get torn. Because let's face it, I don't scrapbook in absolute order anymore. I used to be very rigid with that and would scrapbook everything in a specific sequential order. Now I don't, so layouts get put away monthly and I move them around all the time. Plus, you never know if you need to or want to, you know, move layouts around. You need to pull it out for some reason. You know, you gotta take a photograph of it. Who knows why you need to pull layouts in and out of your album? But I know I do, so I'm assuming other people do. And then that's why I washi tape the back. Now, I was thinking about using this black and white diagonal striped alphabet because I haven't used it yet. But then I was like, you know what? I've got these really old American Crafts letter stickers, and I really would like to get these used so I can get them out of my stash. They actually might make it to the give and take table at retreat. Who knows? Who knows if that's going to happen? So I do pull all of the letters off to spell out Oaken's tokens. And I don't have any lowercase e's, so I take that lowercase z and trim off the tail of it and then turn it upside down and I have an E. So I did that twice because I had no e's. So there it is, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me for another May I Scraplift You, which is a super fun series started by Crystal of Pineapple Papers. I will see you guys again real soon for another video.